Would you take a look at that? Potatoes, corn, crab, lobster, andouille, shrimp. Oh my goodness, we've got so many beautiful flavors in here with an amazing Cajun sauce. Step into the kitchen and I will take you to the brighter side of life. Hi, it's Grandma Roseanne. And because you're here, I'm assuming you want to make a seafood boil with me, and that's what we're gonna do right now. I'm going to start out with some Yukon Gold potatoes. I'm going to leave them peeled and I'm going to submerge them in boiling salted water, and I want them to cook maybe about 13, 14 minutes until they are like 2/3 cooked all the way through. So I'll get that started over here on the stove. Now there are so many varieties of this dish. You can literally do anything you want with it. But what we're going to do in this dish is we are going to have some andouille sausage. I'm going to have crab, lobster, and shrimp. It's going to be delicious, you guys. And I think all of you would enjoy something like this in your kitchen. So let's go for it. Okay, I want to cut the andouille just like into bite-sized pieces. And I like the look of things when it's cut on an angle. I just think it's more attractive. But you can cut it into discs if you like discs. That's not a problem. I need to get my heating element. Okay, our potatoes are done, so I just remove them, set them off to the side. And they are about 2/3 of the way cooked through. Now the next thing we want to do is just get our corn ready. I'm making a very small batch here, as you will notice. I've got my oven set at 350. A little bit of olive oil or butter, whatever you prefer. A little bit of salt. And just a touch of paprika. Should do it. Now it's going to go in the oven for just about 10 minutes. Again, we're just par cooking. And next we want to do our sausage because we want to get all the flavors in the pan so it'll help flavor the rest of the dish. A little bit of oil just so that it doesn't stick. I'm starting this in a coal pan. That's a big one.
Hey, Grandma.
Hey, you. How are you?
Good.
These are perfect. So we're going to remove them and put them on a holding platter. I'm still listening to my grandson play the piano. So I have 2 sticks of butter and I'm putting 1 onion in here in order to flavor the butter. And if any of you have grandchildren, you would do the same thing. And I wouldn't fault you for doing it. Thank you for sharing it with me, baby. I love you.
Okay. Love you too.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Is there anything more precious in this world than grandchildren? And I think the sun rises and sets on their little behinds. All right, so back to our dish. Did I tell you that we're putting this in a bag? We're putting this in a bag. So you do need a bag, like one of the big roasting bags that we use for turkeys or other roasts or things. And what we're doing right now with these onions is we are incredibly flavoring this butter. Now I have some garlic, about 3 cloves of garlic, and we're just going to chop it up and add it to our onion and butter. Really enhance the flavor. Now we just want to mince this garlic. There, a few cloves of garlic. We'll let that cook just for a couple of minutes until we can smell it so we know that it's doing its job. Now we're going to add the juice of 1 lemon. And the juice of 1 orange. Well, this orange came right off my tree. I'm only going to use a half in here because boy did that produce juice. Wow. You'll be amazed how the citrus just really brightens up the entire dish. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And just so it has a little bit of a kick, I'm adding some Sriracha. You can add as much or as little or none, depending on what you like. Now I'm going to add about a half a cup of chicken base. I got a mess going. I better clean up my mess, so you're not going to want to watch. Now just a pinch of salt and pepper. I'm using some Creole kick here, but just anything that gives you a Cajun flavoring is going to be perfect. Really good. About a half a teaspoon of paprika. Seriously, I have to clean this mess up or you're not going to want to watch me. Now the sauce has thickened up nicely. I'm going to shut it off. I don't want any thicker than that. Now we have the crab, we have lobster. I have already taken the shells off of this because I had made a lobster bisque and I needed the shells to make the lobster bisque, but I didn't need this much lobster. So the shelling is already done. And I'm just going to cut these in half. And the shrimp. I'm using the colossal, the 8 to 12 per pound, so they're big. Now the shrimp I bought were already peeled and deveined, so they're really easy. This is a very big bag. First thing is I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom. The things that will take the longer time to cook, you want to put those in first. So our potatoes that are par cooked will go in. Then we put our corn. These lovely andouille sausages that we browned up. And I am putting the crab in now, but I'm not going to put the shrimp or the lobster in because we just don't want it to get tough and overcooked. So we will put that in later. This will go back in our refrigerator till we're ready for it. just mix it up so that that sauce is coating everything. Smells good. Now I'm going to get most of the air out of the bag. And when you seal the bag up, remember, don't do it too tight, simply because we're going to have to open it again to put the rest of the seafood in. There. Whoa. That says crab. They want to puncture the bag. No good. Okay, 400-degree oven, maybe 25 minutes, and then we will put the seafood in for probably another 10 minutes, and then we're good to go. All right, I just brought everything out, and it looks fantastic. So now it's just about pulling all of this beautiful seafood out. And the wonderful thing about, about a bag like this is that you have no cleanup. We've got our corn. Our lobster. Yum. Potatoes. More lobster. All of this beautiful shrimp and the andouille. If you have not used these baking bags, they're really nice, you guys. The trick is to get this sauce into here without burning myself. I would consider that a very successful transfer. Now I have company coming for dinner. Don't you wish it was you? I wish it was you too. Do you know we have almost 3,000 subscribers? Thank you so much for being so loyal and coming back again and again and again for these amazing, wonderful recipes. But truly, if I could, I would love to cook for you. Ingredients below. Hit the subscribe if you haven't done that as yet, and hit the bell so you know when I come back. And I just loved doing this dish for you. So thank you. Come back anytime. Bye.